new viewers. Ooh. Yo. Okay, are we back? Woof, jeez. Well, hello, Moonies. I'm Moonlight-kun, and welcome to our 4th LOLCOWLAPALOOZA. Yay! So we decided to take a little break during the summer, but throughout all of that, we managed to find a whole new couple of lolcows. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you Acerthorn and Cucktum TV. Damn. Whoa. So, you still with me, guys? Man, I start back streaming and then all of a sudden I get a hiccup. But sorry about that. Sorry our streams are slower than a Muslim kid, but we'll try to work things out for real. In any case, thank you for visiting our stream. Make sure you sit tight and enjoy our show. Yay! So, while we were on our break, we managed to discover these 2 faggots, these fragrant losers who would copyright people's criticism towards them. And obviously, whenever you and I see retarded behavior, obviously we're gonna record it and criticize it. So therefore, I, Moonlight-kun, have decided to draw these 2 idiots as caricatures, and we'll get to laugh along their content as well. If you're new to the show, I'm an artist and a gamer, and I'm an entertainer too. Oh, and most importantly, we're selling our caricatures of these lolcows on our Redbubble. The link to our store should be down in the description. So check it out and buy some merch for back to school too. Furthermore, if you want to help our show, we also have a donation link down below. Streamlabs.moonlightartists down in the description too. We also sell our artwork on Etsy and ArtStation, as well as DeviantArt. And our second channel is Moonlight Gaming, and we have a 3rd channel called Moonlight Live. So check those out too. Well, guys, gamers, and sexually degenerate, let's enjoy the show and watch these lolcows. Now for Acerthorn. I didn't hear about this guy until a few months ago. I heard about him through a YouTuber named Sid Alpha. Basically, Acerthorn is planning to sue Sid Alpha and other YouTubers for criticizing him and for so-called stealing his content. Even though this fat ass doesn't realize fair use is legal and criticism is and is also to criticize other YouTubers for their content. Now Acerthorn is a fragrant faggot, not only on the internet but in real life. He sued his parents for labeling him as a dependent on their taxes, and I believe Acerthorn even managed to assault and almost stab his own father. He also managed to sue his own college for millions and millions of dollars. But let me tell you, as big as this guy is, and even though he wears a hat, I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of God's chosen, if you know what I mean. Woo. And furthermore, there's also, how do I put this? Reddit posts and fanfictions of him. Well, basically, he writes out his own degenerate sexual fantasies. Well, all of that is all on his KIWIFARMS page, which I linked down below in the description too. So read about this horror cow as well. Now, Acerthorn, if you plan on coming after me because I drew a picture of you, then try it. Try me, nigga. I'll post this picture all throughout the internet. And you'll be known as Acersburg. Forever and ever. Now, here's the thing. Even though faggots have come all throughout the age of the internet, near and far, Acerthorn's a special cow. I mean, we'll get so much milk from him, and furthermore, his arrogance, his self-righteousness, and his pomposity will lead more people to laugh at him. And who knows, if he keeps making fun of himself, I might even draw more caricatures of him. Who knows? The future is endless. Nevertheless, I want to start this off with one of my favorite videos of Acersburg. Or as I like to call him, David Stabbins. Or as Mr. Medicare calls him, Mr. Gobble Gobble. Alright, let's turn off the carny music. Woo. Alright, come on Streamlabs, come on. Alright, testing. Can you hear me? Woo. Thank you. Oh my fudge. He sounds like a pig and a dog, growling. Like, what is wrong with him? Well, obviously it's mental issues, but still. Well, President Reagan, I'm gonna be honest. I dislike the fact that you shut down all of our asylums in America. But then again, we wouldn't have lolcows we can laugh at on the internet. So, President Reagan, if you're in heaven, and if you're watching this, I kind of thank you for shutting down our asylums. But in the meantime, let's make fun of these lolcows before more asylums are built, you know? I swear I can hear him mumble. As a matter of fact, let's start over again.
Interventions, they could prove powerful in years to come. While the Senate and other political institutions in the US.
Who the hell eats raw hot dogs? Hope it gets salmonella. It's like he's beatboxing too. He's just mumbling in some corner of the room, which looks very dirty. I wouldn't be surprised if he killed a prostitute in this room either. And how the hell does anyone accidentally stream themselves? Like, nigga, I have to turn on Streamlabs and open it up. And turn on the stream on YouTube. Jeez. Sounds like a damn dog. Gobble gobble. The fuck? Okay, Tubby, calm down. Alright, let's go. Let's get on with the artwork. Yo, dudes. Oh boy. Is my stream okay? Hope so. Sit.
Shit! Yo, I think it's time to get real quick. And what do you mean? I'm getting some info from people on Discord and shit telling me that you're Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Look.
Calm down, Acersburg.
I'm not. No. Not on the stream, okay? Yeah, but it's just like. Not on the fucking stream.
Oh, what a bitch, baby.
Okay, you know what? Fuck that.
Everyone loses on stream. Damn.
Gaming review videos are some of the more mild forms of content found on YouTube. Listening to someone talk about the strengths and weaknesses of different games while discussing their own experience is quite enjoyable to listen to from time to time. Unfortunately, even a community as wholesome sounding as this has its bad apples. And one bad apple who's fallen quite far from the tree and now sticks out like a sore thumb amongst the rest is a creator named Mr. Thorn. Some of you might already know who this individual is, or at least are familiar with the name, as his shitty behavior and abuse of the copyright system on YouTube is finally coming to light, with creators like Mudahar and Sid Alpha covering the situation, the latter of which is the latest creator that Acer Thorn has named in an ongoing lawsuit against a bunch of other creators. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here, then welcome. I'm Red Ski, and today I'll be showcasing Acer Thorn, or as I like to call him, the legal lolcow.
Hello, Red Ski. Oh, if you want to know, this is a playlist of lolcow freakouts that I created. The link is down in the description too. Oh, and make sure you also visit the other creators. that also decide to record these locales too. Anyway, let's move on.
For those of you watching who don't know who he is, Acerthorn is a small gaming content creator who first gained notoriety from his video game review essays. I checked a few of these reviews out for myself, and while I thought at first he was playing a character, the behavior this man exhibits outside of his video essays leads me to believe otherwise. This
Just like Ralph.
Seen with how he responds to seemingly any amount of criticism levied at him. As you can imagine, this man has a level of sensitivity that makes deaf noodles look tame in comparison. Before I continue any further, I want to give a quick shout out to a viewer of mine named Versus who notified me of this entire situation. This video would not have been made without her help, as well as a shout out to all the creators who have had to put up with
Oh, come on, Krita.
You guys are truly patient. I want to make one thing clear, and that is to not send any form of harassment to Acerthorn or any of the creators that I mentioned in this video. While Acerthorn engages in harassing others and abuses the system to try and silence criticism, I do not condone the same being done to him, regardless of what he's done. Let's not stoop down to his level.
Yeah, just point and laugh at Acerthorn.
Past when it comes to the way he handles lawsuits, as well as the drama surrounding his channel, which led up to the current lawsuit he has filed. I am also aware, and as most of you will come to find out, based on the actions I will describe in this video, that that should be taken into consideration. There comes a point where mental illness is not a valid excuse for his actions. This is a man who is prone to aggression and violent outbursts, insane greed with intention to increase his monetary earnings at the expense of others, and most importantly, he's well aware of exactly what he's doing. Now that those disclaimers are out of the way, let's dive headfirst into this insane rabbit hole.
Okay.
When thinking of the misdeeds of Acerthorn, a majority will think of him constantly accusing people of doxing him, abusing his copyright, or a favorite of his, accusing people of having unclean hands. And while yes, dear Acer has done all of these things, that's only the tip of the iceberg, as he has an extended track record of attempting to exploit the legal system by filing lawsuits whenever his sensitivity gets the best of him. Lawsuits are exactly what they sound like. Frivolous lawsuits that serve no purpose other than plaintiff mad. And by simply Googling the name Acerthorn and scrolling down a bit, a number of these documents can be found. This man throws lawsuits at people like confetti, as someone simply breathing is enough for Acerthorn to take them to court. How he's able to file so many lawsuits despite not having the income to afford such cost is by filing informal papyrus and pro se. In simpler terms, he, being someone with low income, is able to file lawsuits against others with little to no liability while representing himself in court. Not only does this make what he's doing much easier for him, but it makes the process for those he files against difficult. I'd love to dive into every court record on this guy, because some of this shit gets really comical. Unfortunately, due to the massive number of lawsuits he's involved himself in, I'm only going to read through the ones that I find to be the most relevant to his online character and his social relationships in order to showcase the kind of person—
Whoa, wow, hot damn. I mean, are those all the lawsuits he filed? Damn. See, jeez. Cease. Oh, and sorry for earlier. I had to switch up a few tabs, you know? Anyway, let's go.
On within 24 hours. Relevant to his online character and his social relationships in order to showcase the kind of person we're dealing with here. Think of it as building a profile of sorts. Even though these records are public, I'll still be redacting Acerthorn's name and any other personal information that may be included. Instead, I will use his online name whenever said information comes up in the documents. Also, to reduce confusion and to keep the flow of this video consistent, I will be reading the documents in chronological order. The first situation we'll be taking a look at is one of the more lighthearted ones on this list, and that's the time in 2011 when Acerthorn had the genius idea of trying to extort $500 billion from Microsoft. Yes, you heard that right. $500 billion. This turned so many
What an
heads that
idiot.
articles were made on this situation. Escapist magazine being one of the sites that picked up the story. An Xbox 360 owner is using a contractual technicality in the Xbox Live terms and conditions to press a legal claim that Microsoft owes him $500 billion. Acerthorn reckons that Microsoft owes him $500 billion, Take a moment to let that sink in if you need. And here's how he came to that rather remarkable conclusion. As an Xbox Live user, Acerthorn entered into a contract that was binding upon both him and Microsoft, which gave him the idea to, quote, unilaterally amend the terms of service. He submitted a notice of his amendments to Microsoft, giving the company 10 days to either accept the new terms or terminate his service. Microsoft neither responded nor terminated his subscription, which he argues means the company accepted the new contract by default. A couple weeks later, on May 18th, he contracted Microsoft again, this time with an offer to arbitrate a legal dispute, in which he claimed $500 billion in damages. The invitation also carried a forfeit victory clause, stating that Acerthorn would win the case by default if Microsoft failed to respond within 24 hours. As you probably guessed, the defendants did not accept the invitation to arbitrate within 24 hours of receiving it. Acerthorn wrote in a legal motion filed in a Seattle federal court. Therefore, I automatically won on May 19th of 2011, per the forfeit victory clause. Acerthorn does make the interesting point that he's merely using the same tactics that large companies often employ with their customers, changing the terms of the user agreement and taking the continued use of its service as acknowledgement of and agreement with the updated contract. I see a lot of friends and family who get pushed around and walked on, who have causes of action against them, but they choose not to pursue those causes of action. Lots of people are victims of torts. Few of them actually sue over them, but that doesn't mean that they can't, he told SeattlePI.com. I, on the other hand, will not let people push me around, just because I've already filed a bunch of claims already. It sounds not entirely insane until you get to the part where Acerthorn explains in his motion that he won't be offering anything to the court in paper because, quote, to do so would put an undue strain on my printer. Instead, he created a YouTube channel with screenshots of the changes he made to the Xbox TNC and the invitation to arbitration he emailed to Microsoft. The channel, sadly, has since been taken.
Okay, so, okay, this documentary is pretty nice. I give my credit to you, Redsky. Okay, so, oh, well, down here I see Asperger's syndrome. Of course, of fucking course. Of course he has. Of course he's an Aspie. You know, sometimes I think if the retarded should be on the internet. I think we should let them be on the internet. After all, we want to get so much cow milk from these little cows. Acersburg is kind of like Chris Chan, except a little bit smarter if he knows how to file a court case or indict people or whatever court jargon I'm supposed to say. Anyway, I think it was around here.
Not let people push me around, just because I've already filed a bunch of claims already. It sounds not entirely insane until you get to the part where Acerthorn explains in his motion that he won't be offering anything to the court in paper because, quote, to do so would put an undue strain on my printer. Instead, he created a YouTube channel with screenshots of the
Is this nigga for real?
The Xbox
Sit.
and the invitation to arbitration he emailed to Microsoft. The channel, sadly, has since been taken down. It's also far from Acerthorn's only lawsuit.
So this dumbass. Wait, hello, silver-haired devil. Kratos has a good video on Acerthorn. Yeah, I remember watching most of Kratos' videos. Anyway, thank you for joining. Welcome to my stream, silver-haired. Thank you for joining. As a matter of fact, okay, so in this video, Acersburg just said that he has to make videos because his printer won't work. I mean, come on, nigga. I know you get a tugboat from SSI. Come on. As a matter of fact, for all my viewers out there, well, I won't force you, but try to contribute in case Acersburg tries to sue me, you know? Help a VTuber out, yo. Let's continue.
Filed more than a dozen within the past year, including similar far-fetched attempts at contract arbitration, and claims of hiring discrimination because of his Asperger's syndrome. Acerthorn also made it clear that he didn't go out of his way to make sure his complaints showed up on Microsoft's radar. When I mail these documents to Microsoft, they won't do any legal division. I arranged for the mailings to be picked up by the employee that just collects regular mail, he says. It's quite possible that these employees won't understand the legal significance of these documents and know that they're required to respond. It's
What a retard.
about on the way companies manipulate user contracts as they see fit. I'm not sure how it's going to hold up as a legal strategy, and Acerthorn's willingness to admit that he's jerking the system around may have been meant ironically, but it still drains any sympathy I may have had for his quixotic ploy. Making a fair point is fine, but there's no need to be a dick about it. Microsoft has not yet commented on the matter. We'll put this story on hold for a bit, as it didn't get dealt with until 2 years later. Alas, Microsoft was not the only corporation to fall victim to Acerthorn's legal exploits, as in the same year he also filed a lawsuit against Walmart, which was already vaguely mentioned in the previous article. Acerthorn, plaintiff, versus Walmart Stores LLC defendant. Report and recommendation of the magistrate judge.
What, doesn't Walmart employ retards like him? Like, come on, Acer. All you have to do is get a job from them. Seriously. They even employ the elderly. Like, come on.
Plaintiff Acerthorn filed this action pursuant to the provisions of the Rehabilitation Act, 29 U.S.C. 791 to 794. Plaintiff's motion to confirm arbitration, document 20, and defendant's motion for partial summary judgment, document 22, with respect to the arbitration claim, are before me for assurance of this report and recommendation. The parties have also filed a number of responses, supplements, and reply briefs on the issue, documents 25 to 32 and 34. Background. According to the allegations of the complaint, plaintiff, who has Asperger's syndrome, applied for a variety of jobs at Walmart during August of 2010. As a part of the application process, plaintiff was required to undergo a computerized assessment. Plaintiff maintains the assessment, in particular the question...
Okay, so Acerthorn actually did try to apply to Walmart. And let me guess, he was too retarded to apply through the computer. He's too retarded to fill out a job application. I'm gonna bet my money that was the problem, wasn't it?
regarding customer interaction have a disparate impact on individuals with Asperger's syndrome. Plaintiff asserts that tactlessness and social awkwardness are signature traits of Asperger's. Plaintiff indicates he failed the assessment but would not have done so if the customer interaction questions were not considered. Plaintiff asserts that there are a number of jobs at Walmart.
Oh my fudge, Acerthorn. If you're not good at talking to people, fine. Just ask them to have you work as a janitor. Jeez, you can't have everything suited to you. Damn. Are Aspies aware that the world doesn't cater to them? I know not all Aspies are bad, but still. Damn. Acerthorn, where the fuck were your parents?
Walmart that do not involve customer interaction that he was qualified for, including a janitor or overnight shelf stocker. On November 8th, 2010, plaintiff sent an email to Walmart customer service, which he maintains constitutes a formal offer to arbitrate the employment discrimination dispute. The language of the offer states in relevant part as follows. Notice to companies. My name is Acerthorn. I am sending a link to this webpage to various companies to put you on notice. If you contact me in any way, shape, or form, you hereby acknowledge that you have read, understand, and agree to be legally bound by the terms below. You hereby agree that you, as well as any
blah 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 blah
blah that you are acting on behalf of, will initially attempt to settle all legal disputes, even those not relating to this contract, by semi-binding arbitration using the services of www.net-arb.com. Where you are bound, but I am not. Exhibit B, page 1, document 20. On November 17th, Walmart customer care responded. Thank you for your recent correspondence. Your message has reached the office that exclusively assists with customer-related matters. In order to obtain the best assistance with your associate/open door issue, we would recommend contacting your market manager. ID at page 2. On November 21st, plaintiff responded, apparently you weren't aware of this, so here it is. On November 8th, 2010, I sent you a formal contract offer via email. The email stated that if you initiate communications with me, or if I initiate communications with you and you entertain said attempts to communicate, you are bound by that contract. You accepted that offer on November 11th, 2010 when I purchased a gallon of milk from you, using a paper check. This check had my name and street address on it, so you knew who I was.
Oh my
Also, your
fudge.
employees asked me to see my ID, and I showed them my driver's license.
Wait. Silver-haired devil. He sued Texas for $5 trillion for not getting his $1 back. Oh, what a fucking retard. Like, seriously? For all the judges out there, if you have a plaintiff that's retarded, if they have Asperger's or autism or whatever, just throw the case out. Just throw the book at them. Because they don't know how the world works and they're wasting their time. And they're wasting your time, judges. I don't care if I sound ableist. I mean, Acer Thorne is a very, very prominent example of a spoiled brat. Damn. This nigga tried to sue Walmart over a gallon of milk. Seriously?
License. So you had every opportunity to know who I was then. Here's the contract that you entered into with me. And then he sends a link to a MySpace blog. So now we must hold all legal disputes via arbitration, whether you like it or not. ID at page 3. On November 24th, Walmart sent plaintiff an email identical to...
Are you for real, nigga? Using MySpace as evidence? Court evidence? Oh my fudge. Acersburg, please live a long life. I can just sense the tarred milk that we could release from you.
The one on November 17th, ID at page 4. Thereafter, plaintiff registered with Net-Arb, an online arbitration service, ID at page 5. Net-Arb sent an email to Walmart regarding plaintiff's registration and his desire to arbitrate an employment dispute, ID at pages 5 through 6. According to plaintiff, since Walmart did not accept the arbitration invitation within 24 hours of receiving it, he automatically wins regardless of the merits of the case and is entitled to an award of $600 billion. Document 20 at pages 2 through 3. Discussion. Plaintiff has moved for enforcement of the arbitration agreement. Walmart maintains there is no cognizable claim because there was no agreement to arbitrate. Under the Federal Arbitration Act, a dispute must be submitted to arbitration if there is a valid agreement to arbitrate, and the dispute falls within the scope of that agreement. However, a party who has not agreed to arbitrate a dispute cannot be forced to do so. State contract law governs the threshold question of whether an enforceable arbitration agreement exists between litigants. Under state law, a contract must include these essential elements. 1. Competent parties. 2. Subject matter. 3. Legal consideration. 4. Mutual agreement, and 5. Mutual obligations. In this case, plaintiff maintains Walmart accepted the contract by its act of replying to his email. Unilateral contracts commonly exist where a reward is offered, a contest is involved, or where changes are made and disseminated in an employee manual. See Aon Risk Services Inc. versus Meaters. In such cases, the offeree does not accept the offer by express agreement, but by his performance. Even though he had not directly communicated his acceptance, a contract is formed as the result of his performance. The performance also constitutes a consideration for the contract. Whether a proposal is meant to be an offer for a unilateral contract is determined by the outward manifestations of the parties and not by their subjective intentions. In this case, the terms of the emails do not suggest the existence of a contract. The emails from the plaintiff are self-serving documents that did not form the basis for any conduct or performance on Walmart's part. The unilateral contract is a promise in exchange for an act. Crawford v. General Contract Corporation. In this case, Walmart performed no act. It merely replied to the two emails by directing the plaintiff to the correct department. It performed no service in the plaintiff.
Oh, come on, Krita.
See Restatement 2nd of Contract 71, 1 through 2, 2010. To constitute consideration, a performance or a return promise must be bargained for. A performance or return promise is bargained for if it is sought out by the promiser in exchange for his promise and is given by the promisee in exchange for that promise. Jesus fucking Christ, that was a tongue twister. Conclusion. For the reasons stated, I recommend that the plaintiff's motion to confirm arbitration, document 20, be denied, and Walmart's motion for summary judgment as to the arbitration claim, document 22, be granted. The parties have 14 days from receipt of this report and recommendation in which to file written objections pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 636b1. The failure to file timely objections may result in waiver of the right to appeal questions of fact. The parties are reminded that objections must be both timely and specific to trigger de novo review by the district court. If you thought that based on the two cases I just went over gave Acerthorn a hint that going after large corporations was a bad idea, then you're wrong. As in the same year, Acerthorn decided to sue Google. Introduction. On August 8, 2011, plaintiff filed in forma pauperis a motion to confirm arbitration award against defendant Google Incorporated in the amount of $500 billion. In support of his motion, plaintiff invokes the Federal Arbitration Act, which provides that parties may apply to a federal court for confirmation of an arbitration award if the party...
Okay, you know what? How is this guy not on the news, not on mainstream media for being a vexatious litigant? I mean, come on. We should all point and laugh at him as an annual tradition. Every time he throws out a ridiculous lawsuit, the mainstream media should just point and laugh at him. We should all do it in the comfort of our homes while we're laying on our couches. Who's with me? Am I right? Can I get an amen? Amen. My drawing looks a bit weird. Might have to make a few more changes.
In their agreements have agreed that a judgment of the court shall...
Oh, to any new viewers out there, I draw caricatures of locals, so thank you for joining this stream. Let's see, Silver-Haired Devil, he's been declared a vexatious litigant in his home state, which is why he filed his recent lawsuit against Sid Alpha in California, but lost. Woo, and thanks for the info, Silver. Damn. If Acerthorn keeps this up, he might be the first vexatious litigant to lose his lawsuits in all 50 states. I want to see that happen. So remember, guys, don't harass Acerthorn. Just observe and point and laugh. Just observe and point and watch and laugh. We're no different from the paparazzi, right? Cease.
Shall be entered upon the award made pursuant to the arbitration. Nowhere, however, does plaintiff allege that there actually was an arbitration and that he actually obtained an award made pursuant to an arbitration. Based on plaintiff's submissions and the relevant law, the court denies plaintiff's motion to confirm and dismisses this case with prejudice as frivolous. Background. Plaintiff alleges that he had two accounts called channels with YouTube Inc., a company that is owned and controlled by Google. Plaintiff argues that, under YouTube's terms of service, the terms may be unilaterally modified at any time, and that if the other party does not wish to accept the terms, they may sever the contractual relationship. Plaintiff alleges that on March 22, 2011, he attempted to unilaterally change the terms of the YouTube agreement by emailing YouTube's general service email address new terms, which included the names of the parties, the method of accepting the amendment, and an agreement, quote, to hold all legal disputes between the parties, even those not related to this contract, to binding arbitration, unquote. Plaintiff's email included what he refers to as forfeit victory clause, which states, if you do not accept my invitation to arbitrate within 24 hours of receiving it, I automatically win the relief requested, regardless of the merits. No actual arbitration award need be entered. I simply win automatically without having to go to arbitration. However, this will only apply to me. Plaintiff also alleges that after defendant failed to delete his YouTube accounts within the 30-day time limit they were allotted, he sent defendant a second email on May 2nd, 2011, which was an invitation to arbitrate a legal dispute for compensatory damages of $500 billion. Plaintiff's second email specifically states, "Dear Google, here, print this out, fill it out, scan it, and send it back to me by this time tomorrow, or else you lose automatically, via the forfeit victory clause in our agreement." Plaintiff argues that, because defendant failed to accept the invitation to arbitrate, the forfeit victory clause in his first email compels this court to confirm an arbitration award in the amount of $500 billion. On August 31st, 2011, Magistrate Judge Graywall...
Oh my fudge. Like, Acersburg, you don't know the law. He acts like one of those kids that make up arbitrary laws while you're playing cops and robbers or something. Do you guys remember when you were kids? There was always that one sort of loser kid who would always make up rules as excuses so he won't admit while he lost, like, pew pew, you didn't kill me because I have a force field. Or pew pew, I dodged those bullets and I didn't lose. Like, Acersburg is that kind of kid, you know? A sore fucking loser. Am I right, folks?
Ordered that the case be reassigned to a district judge because the parties did not consent to proceed before a magistrate judge. Order that case be reassigned and recommendation that case be dismissed. August 31st order. Judge Graywall noted in his August 31st order that plaintiff had not filed a complaint, but instead filed a motion to confirm arbitration award. Finding that the motion was frivolous, Judge Graywall recommended dismissal on the grounds that 1. The Federal Arbitration Act, which applies to an award made pursuant to the arbitration, is inapplicable as a matter of law because the instant case involves no arbitration award, and 2. Plaintiff fails to allege any facts that even remotely suggest that YouTube or Google took up plaintiff's invitation to enter into an agreement, let alone entered into arbitration over it. Plaintiff filed an objection to recommendation of dismissal, a supplement to objection to recommendation of dismissal, and an additional supplement to object to recommendation of dismissal on September 6, 2011. On September 8, 2011, plaintiff also filed a third supplement to object to recommendation.
Hello, new viewer.
Absent the consent of all parties, a magistrate judge does not have authority to make dispositive rulings. In the instant case, the parties did not consent to a magistrate judge, whereas here a party to an action objects to a magistrate judge's findings or recommendations. A judge of the Federal District Court shall make a de novo determination pursuant to 28 U.S.C. Thus, the court will review Magistrate Judge Graywall's order de novo. Under the Informa Pauperis statute, the court must dismiss an Informa Pauperis action if the court finds that the action fails to state a claim on which relief may be granted, or that the action is frivolous or malicious. A complaint, containing as it does both factual allegations and legal conclusions, is frivolous where it lacks an arguable basis either in law or in fact. Definition of frivolous embraces not only the arguable legal conclusion but also the fanciful factual allegation. As the United States Supreme Court has explained, the Informa Pauperis statute is designed largely to discourage the filing of and waste of judicial and private resources upon baseless lawsuits that paying litigants generally do not initiate because of the costs of bringing suit. It affords judges not only the authority to dismiss a claim based on an indisputably meritless legal theory, but also the unusual power to pierce the veil of the complaint's factual allegations and dismiss those claims whose factual contentions are clearly baseless. Dismissals on these grounds are often made sua sponte prior to the issuance of process, so as to spare prospective defendants the inconvenience and expense of answering such complaints. Analysis. The court reviews Magistrate Judge Graywall's recommendations contained in his August 31st order de novo. The court construes plaintiff's motion to confirm as a complaint, subject to the same standards of procedure and review. A. Plaintiff's complaint fails to state a claim under the Federal Arbitration Act. Invoking the Federal Arbitration Act, plaintiff argues that this court does not have the authority to deny this motion to confirm an arbitration award sua sponte. The The Federal Arbitration Act provides that parties may apply to a court for confirmation of an arbitration award if the parties in their agreement have agreed that a judgment of the court shall be entered upon the award made pursuant to the arbitration. The Federal Arbitration Act does not specify procedures to be used in conducting an arbitration, and in general, arbitrations do not require the same procedural protections as judicial proceedings as seen in Sunshine Mining Company versus United Steelworkers of America. However, as the Ninth Circuit recognized in that case, the arbitrator...
Oh boy, no offense, Redsky, but this video is kind of dragging on too long. Just get to the point, alright?
Must grant the parties a fundamental fair hearing that meets the minimal requirements of fairness, adequate notice, a hearing on the evidence, and an impartial decision by the arbitrator, thus absent the existence of an award made pursuant to the arbitration, wherein the arbitrator must grant parties a fundamentally fair hearing. It is inapplicable as a matter of law to compel the court's confirmation of an alleged award. As Judge Graywell noted, plaintiff does not allege that he obtained an award pursuant to arbitration, nor does plaintiff allege the existence of an arbitration proceeding, much less one in which the arbitrator granted the parties a fundamentally fair hearing. See also Sunshine Mining Company. Instead, plaintiff argues that he is entitled to what he calls an arbitration award of $500 billion, obtained as a result of defendant's failure to respond to an invitation to arbitrate, emailed to defendant on May 2nd, 2011. Since plaintiff did not allege the existence of an award pursuant to arbitration, nor the existence of any arbitration proceeding, this court finds that 9 U.S.C. 9 is inapplicable as a matter of law. In his objection to recommendation of dismissal, plaintiff states there is an arbitration award and cites to a number of cases involving judicial enforcement of arbitration awards of default judgment, motions 2 through 3. Plaintiff's authorities are inapposite. Even though these cases involve judicial enforcement of default judgments entered in arbitration proceedings, in all but one case, the courts considered whether to enforce awards made pursuant to actual arbitrations. Here, no arbitrator was called, and there was no actual arbitration. That is to say, no arbitrator or arbitration panel actually awarded a judgment. Thus, there has been no arbitration proceeding and no award made pursuant to an arbitration. Emphasis added. It is not sufficient for the plaintiff simply to assert without factual allegations in support that there is an arbitration award. The court is not required to accept as true. Allegations are merely conclusory, unwarranted deductions of fact, or unreasonable inferences. Moreover, plaintiff cites no authority to support construing plaintiff's so-called forfeit victory as an award made pursuant to arbitration. Thus, Section 9 does not compel this court to grant plaintiff's motion to confirm. Accordingly, plaintiff fails to state a claim on which relief may be granted, and the court must dismiss the action under 28 U.S.C. B. Plaintiff's motion is frivolous. In an action brought in forma pauperis, courts have authority to sua sponte dismiss an action as frivolous, if it lacks an arguable basis either in law or in fact. Importantly, in an action in forma pauperis, courts have not only the authority to dismiss a claim based on an indisputably meritless legal theory, but also the unusual power to pierce the veil of the complaint's factual allegations and dismiss those claims whose factual contentions are clearly baseless. As stated above, plaintiff's claim is based on an indisputably meritless legal theory. Additionally, plaintiff's factual assertion is that there is an arbitration award conflicts with his allegation that, under his forfeiture victory clause, no actual arbitration award need be entered. I simply win automatically without having to go to arbitration. It is fundamentally contradictory for plaintiff to assert the existence of an arbitration award on the basis of a contract clause that states that no arbitration proceeding is to take place and no award need be entered. Plaintiff's factual contention that there is an arbitration award, i.e. pursuant to arbitration and subject to the FAA, is therefore clearly baseless, frivolous, and subject.
Cease. Oh boy. Well, another lawsuit that Achersburg lost. Anyway, I know my caricature isn't finished yet, but while I'm drawing Achersburg, I swear, he looks like the retard who has a buck teeth.
To dismissal sua sponte by this court. Conclusion. Because plaintiff has stated an indisputably meritless legal theory, and because plaintiff's factual contentions are clearly baseless, the court hereby denies plaintiff's motion to confirm arbitration award and dismisses with prejudice the case for failure to state a claim and as frivolous. The clerk shall close this file. It is so ordered. October 27th, 2011. Already there's a pattern in how Acerthorn approaches situations when making legal threats. Not only do all these cases involve Acerthorn demanding ungodly amounts of money only to end in either nothing happening or a motion to dismiss, but he will make massive reaches to try and find or create loopholes in contracts or terms of service to help solidify some sort of legitimacy to an already ridiculous lawsuit of his. Acerthorn also attempted suing both Full Sail University and the University of Arkansas. However, these two cases were quickly dismissed due to lack of jurisdiction. In 2012, he sued the University of Arkansas another time, which actually amounted to more than the previous filing, and some of the stuff in this document is, well, it's definitely something. Memorandum Opinion. On December 3rd through 4th, 2012, the captioned matter came on for trial to the court. Plaintiff appeared and represented himself. Defendants appeared by their representative, Dr. Monica Holland, and represented by counsel. The court received documentary evidence and heard testimony and the arguments of counsel, and now makes for the following findings of fact and conclusions of law. Procedural history. Plaintiff Acerthorn contends that the University of Arkansas, UA, discriminated against him in violation of Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 by failing in 2010 to allow him to re-enroll as a student after he was banned from campus in 2007. Acerthorn contends that he has a disability, Asperger's syndrome, and that UA made no attempt to accommodate this disability. He seeks money damages and injunctive relief. Acerthorn also asserted claims that his First Amendment rights were violated by UA Chancellor David Gearhart, and that he was
You know, for someone who's an Aspie, Acerthorn doesn't put any effort to try to act like a normal human being. I get the feeling his parents were just like Bob and Barbara Chandler. They didn't get Acerthorn any help. And that's why he's acting like a real-life tard as an adult. Cease.
subjected to employment discrimination by UA. These claims were dismissed before trial as lacking merit, and will not be addressed in this opinion. Findings of fact. Acerthorn enrolled in UA as an undergraduate student in August 2007. In connection with his enrollment, on August 14, 2007, he registered with UA's Center for Education Access, CEA, which facilitates the college experience for students with disabilities. In his registration form, Acerthorn stated, "I have Asperger's, a mild form of autism, making it difficult to find people who put up with me. Also, I am tactless and can accidentally smart off to authorities." Acerthorn indicated that the accommodation he sought was help negotiating my tactlessness with my professors. A summary of Acerthorn's registration meeting stated, requested accommodations. None at this time, but he feels he may need services in the future. On September 19, 2007, Acerthorn returned to the CEA because he had lost his room key and his cell phone, and had problems with the bookstore and with his bank account. At that time, the CEA had not received documentation of...
Oh boy. I really wish whoever shared a room with Acerthorn, aka David STABBINS, would you please come forward and tell the commentary community, or hell, even me. We'll share your story, please. Just tell us, okay? Let's see. Silver. Basically, Acerthorn got suspended from college for making a mass shooting threat because he was late for his medications. Oh, what a spurg. God damn. I swear, the tar cum just keeps on coming. Thanks for the info, Silver. Okay, in all seriousness, why is this guy such a fucking baby? It's not the college's fault your account is messed up or whatever. Or you didn't get your medications. God, I mean, man. Jeez. So many adults, not even retards, are just acting like fucking children. Cease.
Of Acer Thorne's disability. The CEA received documentation regarding Acer Thorne's disability from Vista Health Counseling Center in Acer Thorne's hometown on September 24th, 2007. The Vista Health chart reflects diagnoses of intermittent explosive disorder, IED, Asperger's disorder, and panic disorder without agoraphobia. The most recent chart note, dated April 10th, 2007, reported that Acer Thorne's mother said he was frequently verbally aggressive and sometimes physically aggressive. This note also reported that Acer Thorne had made no progress towards his treatment plan goals and blamed his anger on others. Other chart notes reflect that Acer Thorne tended to externalize blame and was unable to consider the feelings of others. Ann Janarone, director of the CEA, testified that Asperger's syndrome is a high-functioning form of autism, characterized by social awkwardness and challenges with social interaction, but not by violence. In her experience, students with Asperger's syndrome do not make threats or use profanity. IED is characterized by explosive outbursts of anger and both verbal and physical aggression, usually not premeditated. Panic disorder is characterized by extreme fear and tremendous anxiety. Based on the Vista Health documentation, on September 24th, 2007, the CEA accommodated Acer Thorne with preferential seating at the front of his class and permission to use a laptop computer in class with the internet disabled. Acer Thorne did not request that the CEA approve any accommodations relating to the use of profanity or threats of violence. However, even if he had, Janarone testified that such conduct rises to the level of a conduct violation under the Code of Student Life, and it would not be reasonable to accommodate it. She testified that UA does not provide unreasonable accommodations. Acer Thorne met with Janarone on October 11th, 2007 regarding a lost book and problems with following his instructors in class. Janarone approved an additional accommodation, permission to record class lectures. On October 12th, 2007, an incident occurred in Acer Thorne's dormitory. Debbie Hudson, who worked in the front desk and handed out mail, had been asked to deliver mail to several other dorms because the dorms were short-handed. Hudson put up a sign saying she would be back at 3 p.m., but she did not return.
God damn. Accommodations, you know? Stebbin comes off as the peak millennials. You know, a few years ago when college students were questioned for safe spaces and whatnot, even though Acersburg was, he attended college during the early odds. If he was in college during like 2015 and what forth, he would have been exactly like those SJWs. Well, he already is, but still. The point I'm trying to make is he really embodies the self-righteous, self-centered, spoiled, give me anything, peak millennials. Damn. Peak millennials. Once again, Acersburg, where the fuck were your parents?
Until 3:15 p.m. Upon her return, Acer Thorne confronted Hudson, who was very upset, cursing, raving, and slinging his arms, saying, "You said you'd be back at 3, and you weren't. I need my package, and I need it now." While this was not Hudson's first encounter with an enraged, yelling, cursing Acer Thorne, he seemed unusually violent to her that day, so much so that she filled out an information report. Hudson testified that this was the first information report that she has ever made in some 23 years at UA. She wrote in it that, "I thought I should write this report because I think Acer Thorne would be a danger to students and myself in this hall." Acer Thorne later apologized to Hudson, saying, "I would never hit you because if I did, I would be suspended from school." November 14th, 2007, Acer Thorne went to the treasurer's office, upset about a charge to his financial account.
Oh my
The
fudge.
situation was described by Joanne Pepper, Financial Systems Corp.
You know, I think Acersburg might be an undocumented psychopath or a sociopath. When he made that threat to that mail lady, he didn't apologize because he genuinely felt sorry, but because he didn't want to get expelled. Jeez, what an asshole.
coordinator and director of student accounts. She testified that Acerthorn was upset, yelling, cursing, and ranting. The incident was so disturbing that Pepper reported it to Dr. Daniel Pugh, Dean of Students, who instructed the Treasurer's office not to deal with Acerthorn any further, but to have him deal directly with Dr. Pugh's office. As a result of the incidents with Hudson and with the Treasurer's office, Acerthorn came to the attention of Dr. Monica Holland, who was at the time director of the Office of Community Standards and Student Ethics, OCSSE, the office charged with enforcing the Code of Student Life. Dr. Holland summoned Acerthorn to her office and charged him with a violation of Section IB8 of the Code of Student Life, disorderly conduct including but not limited to verbal abuse or inappropriate behavior or any activity or behavior prohibited by ARC Code and Acerthorn elected to have Dr. Holland conduct an immediate administrative hearing. She did so and found him responsible for the charged violation. She placed Acerthorn on conduct probation for 1 year with the prospect of suspension if there were any more violations of the Code of Student Life. She also required Acerthorn to write a letter of apology to the Treasurer's office, to write one to Hudson unless it could be confirmed that, as he stated, he had already apologized to her, and to meet with CEA personnel to develop a plan to minimize future occurrences of the behaviors that had resulted in his referral to OCCSE. Acerthorn wrote a letter of apology to the Treasurer's office as instructed, but added a PS. I would like to point out, as calmly as I can, may I add, that I do not appreciate being defamed like I was, claiming that I was accusing individuals of conspiring this problem and that I did not calm down after the waiver was presented to me are nothing but bald-faced lies. I hope you know that that is libel and is illegal. On November 28, 2007, Acerthorn returned to the Treasurer's office. He demanded to know who had sent the information about him to Dr. Holland, saying it contained lies and threatening to file charges of slander against the Treasurer's office. On December 3, 2007, Dr. Holland called Acerthorn into her office to discuss his conduct upon returning to the Treasurer's office, as well as a report of his using profane language with a resident assistant. No charges under the Code of Student Life were brought against Acerthorn as a result of this conduct, but during the meeting, Acerthorn told Dr. Holland of a plan he had for injuring his father. As reported by Dr. Holland in a memo to Acerthorn's file, Acerthorn indicated he plans to have his father in his room, at which point he would cut his father's forehead and take his blood to write a letter of forgiveness. Acerthorn indicated he planned to have the occurrence videotaped and posted on the internet website YouTube. Acerthorn indicated that thinking of the pain his father would be in and the screams he would produce gave him chills. Acerthorn proceeded to make the physical motion of a person who had the chills while making this statement. Acerthorn was asked how often he thought of this plan, in which he replied a response.
Yo, why is Acersburg not in jail yet? I mean, come on. I mean, his parents should be elderly by now. They should report him. Jeez.
To the effect of, I practically jerk off to it daily. This meeting so disturbed Dr. Holland that she spoke.
Oh wait, Silver? You mentioned that, well, he admits to have fantasies of kidnapping, torturing, and killing people who made him mad. He also said that he faps to the idea of cutting his father. Ew. Jeez. What the fudge is wrong with him? Ew. Damn. If anything, that should be used as evidence to report Acersburg. But I know the cops don't do anything unless he harms someone. Am I right? Jeez. Oh. We got a new viewer. Hello there. Welcome to my stream. Watch me draw a caricature of Acersburg and laugh along with him.
Spoke with her supervisor. They decided to contact Janarone and Chad Parsons, counselor and resident at Acerthorn's dorm, and meet as a group with Acerthorn to try and help him and also to determine if he had the ability to carry out the threat against his father. On December 4th, 2007, Acerthorn met with Janarone to discuss the amount of support he had in place to manage his disability. During this meeting, Dr. Holland called Janarone to set up the meeting with Acerthorn, Janarone, and Parsons. When the meeting was suggested to Acerthorn, he abruptly left Janarone's office. On December 5th, 2007, Acerthorn went to the Pat Walker Health Center, dubbed Health Center, to obtain a renewal of some prescriptions. He had not run out of his medication at this time, but he was running low. Because he was half an hour late for his appointment, staff at the health center told him he would have to reschedule. Acerthorn became angry and extremely distraught. He went to the UA Ombuds office, where he talked to Susan Thies, whose job it was to attempt a neutral resolution of conflicts. During their meeting, Acerthorn told Thies that if he did not get his medications, there would be another Virginia Tech incident. This was about 8 months after a student at Virginia Tech shot and killed numerous innocent bystanders.
Oh my fudge, for real?
Headlines. Thies testified that she almost pushed her panic button while talking to Acerthorn. Thies walked with Acerthorn to counseling and psychological services, dubbed CAPS, and arranged for him to receive his prescriptions. During the walk, Acerthorn repeated his assertion about another Virginia Tech incident and did not appear to be in control of what he was saying or doing. Acerthorn's conduct so disturbed Thies that, although her work by nature confidential, she filled out an OCCSE referral form about the situation because she considered Acerthorn a significant threat. As a result of Acerthorn's statement about a Virginia Tech incident, Dr. Holland decided to place him on interim suspension. Section IE2 of the Code of Student Life defines interim suspension as an action requiring that a student immediately leave the campus and university property. It suspends the student's participation in any classes or any other university activities. Before notifying Acerthorn of the interim suspension, Dr. Holland arranged for his mother to come to the campus to pick him up. She also arranged for Lieutenant Vance Rice of UA Police Department to be present for security purposes. Dr. Holland verbally informed Acerthorn of his interim suspension and the reasons for it. She also documented the interim suspension.
What happened? Oh, jeez. YouTube? What the hell? What the hell, YouTube? What's happening? My Wi-Fi, my internet's okay. No, we were just getting to the good part. Oh.
Suspension in a letter to Acerthorn stating that his Virginia Tech...
Whoa, damn. So he made a threat of suiting up his college right after the Virginia Tech incident. What a retard. I gotta say, is intermittent explosive disorder a real disorder? I mean, yeah. Can't we just call it a bad temper? Jeez. Where were his parents when he was kids? Jeez. Oh, jeez. So, chat, got anything to say? So far, this documentary is pretty good. You did your research, Redsky? Let's see. And the stream's going well. Oh. There we go.
Incident comments and his plan to injure his father violated sections IB1, IB8, and IB35 of the Code of Student Life. Terms of the interim suspension were that Acerthorn was not allowed to be in any UA building, dorm, apartment, or campus event, and must participate in the formal review process under the student judicial system. Acerthorn was so distraught about being suspended that, before leaving campus, he threatened to commit suicide, threatened to attack Lieutenant Rice, and stated that a Virginia Tech incident was still a possibility. Dr. Holland, Acerthorn's mother, and Lieutenant Rice eventually persuaded Acerthorn to check into a hospital for mental evaluation. It appears that the most effective form of persuasion was Lieutenant Rice's statement that if Acerthorn did not voluntarily check in, he would be arrested and held so that Lieutenant Rice could seek an involuntary commitment. A formal review of Acerthorn's interim suspension took place on January 10, 2008 before a board of the All-University Judiciary. AUJ. Acerthorn testified, as did his mother, Parsons Thice, and Dr. Holland. Acerthorn and the board members were allowed to question each witness until they had explored the matter as fully as they desired. During his testimony, Acerthorn agreed that asking UA to look the other way would not be a reasonable accommodation for statements such as his Virginia Tech incident comments, and acknowledged that he had come to understand that cursing was not only offensive to some people, but could be seen as a threat. The board found Acerthorn responsible for the behaviors charged, and concluded that interim suspension was the appropriate response to his Virginia Tech incident statements. It determined that he would be allowed to re-enroll in fall of 2008 if he fulfilled the following conditions. During the period of suspension, he had to obtain mental health care from a psychiatrist addressing the behaviors that resulted in his suspension and his anger management issues, and he had to sign a waiver allowing OCSSE to confirm his participation in these counseling sessions. Upon re-enrollment, he would be required to continue to participate in counseling. The duration of counseling was to be at the discretion of the mental health professional. Finally, a 1-year conduct probation would be imposed upon re-enrollment. Although an avenue of administrative appeal existed, Acerthorn did not appeal the decision of the AUJ. During the spring semester of 2008, Acerthorn lived off campus and sought mental health treatment from Carla Brown, a licensed social worker at Ozark Guidance Center. Brown diagnosed Acerthorn with Asperger's disorder and relational problems related to mental health diagnosis. By the time Acerthorn stopped coming to her for counseling, Brown had added intermittent explosive disorder to the list of diagnoses. While Acerthorn initially stated to Brown that he would do anything to get back into school, Brown testified that Acerthorn put forth only...
Oh, jeez. Anyway, did you guys see my poll? I just put a poll up here. Where is it? Never mind.
Only minimal effort during the course of treatment, made only minimal progress, and left at the end of April 2008 to move home to his hometown. According to Brown, Acerthorn wanted the others to adjust their behavior rather than making the effort to change his own, and tended to blame others for his problems rather than taking responsibility for them himself. He repeatedly verbalized thoughts of revenge, including, on one occasion, fantasies of kidnapping, torturing, and killing people who angered him. Pursuant to releases authorizing her to convey information about Acerthorn's mental health to UA personnel, Brown told Dr. Holland in early May 2008 that in her professional opinion, it would not be safe for Acerthorn to return to campus. On December 21st, 2009, Acerthorn emailed Dr. Holland asking if he could come back, and if not, how to appeal that decision. Dr. Holland responded that Acerthorn had not met the conditions of the AUJ for re-enrollment, and that he had forfeited his right to appeal by not timely submitting an appeal. On June 13, 2010, Acerthorn sent an email to Chancellor Gearhart, making demands related to re-enrollment. Judy Schwab, Associate Vice Chancellor for Administration, received the email on a website she and the Chancellor both monitored. Schwab described the email not only as threatening, but as off the continuum of rage and anger. Although it was after business hours when she received the email, Schwab was sufficiently concerned to call Chancellor Gearhart at home to alert him about it. The subject line of this email stated, "Your hair's a breath away from getting sued out your ass." The content of the email is instructive in understanding the situation that presented itself at the time, and is repeated here verbatim. Listen up, you fucking maggot. For the purposes of this
Oh no, please. Stream? Guys, you still with me? Ah, jeez. The stream was trying to reconnect itself. Ah, man. Okay, so... Alright, so just like I said, I can tell Acersburg was a total rando when he was a kid. If you ever watched the Recess Disney cartoon, you know what I mean when I say rando. Basically, he was a total snitch, always reporting to the principal, just like Randall did in the cartoon. Miss Finster, Miss Finster. Woo! Alright, so let's get this on the road.
In your individual capacity. Remember, since I am addressing not the UA Chancellor but David Gearhart, this means that you do not have sovereign immunity. On January 2008, I was expelled because your fucking inbred crackpot employees could not be bothered to accommodate my disability. They say I made a terroristic threat. This is fucking bullshit. You didn't fucking threaten anyone. You took it that way. So listen up, you fucking retard. You fucking inbred cocksucking piece of shit. I'm not asking you, and I sure as hell am not asking you kindly. You have 16 business hours. You have until 5 p.m. this Tuesday evening to do the following. 1. Override the student accounts office. That is why I am talking to you, because if anyone has the authority to do it, it's you. 2. Remove my suspension. Make it so that officially I was never kicked out against my will in the first place. I withdrew on my own. 3. Allow me to readmit myself to the University of Arkansas on the spot. No applications, no fucking interviews, no jack shit. And 4. Send me an email telling me that the above 3 have been accomplished. All of them must be completed by Tuesday, June 15th, 2010 at 5 p.m. CT. If they are not, I will sue you in your individual capacity and collect $50,000 in punitive damages from you. Thank you and go to hell. Sincerely, Acerthorn. On June 14th, 2010, a threat assessment team was convened to determine how to respond to this email. It was determined that Acerthorn should be placed under a criminal trespass warning for a year, during which he would not be allowed on UA property. Lieutenant Rice advised Acerthorn by email that he was not to make direct contact with any member of administration, that he should contact Lieutenant Rice and make arrangements if he needs to meet with anyone at UA, and that his status would be reevaluated in 1 year. Acerthorn testified that UA should have accommodated him with access to his medication and patients. He contended that UA should have given him the benefit of the doubt, as long as it was possible that he did not mean to carry out his Virginia Tech incident threat. The evidence supports a finding that Dr. Holland and the AUJ board reasonably believed that Acerthorn's threats of violence had to be taken seriously. The Vista Health records available to the CEA included a note that Acerthorn's mother had told Acerthorn's counselor that Acerthorn could be both physically and verbally aggressive. Hudson, Pepper, and Theis had made written reports about Acerthorn's disturbing behavior. Dr. Holland had access to this information when she heard Acerthorn verbalize his gruesome plan regarding his father and his Virginia Tech incident comments. Conclusions of law. UA contends that Acerthorn's case should be dismissed because he failed to exhaust administrative remedies when he did not appeal the decision of the AUJ. The court finds this contention without merit. UA did not plead failure to exhaust as an affirmative defense in its answer. Generally speaking, failure to plead an affirmative defense results in a waiver of that defense. While the Eighth Circuit has recognized that a trial court may exercise discretion to allow the defense to be untimely pled if it does not result in unfair surprise, UA never sought to amend its answer, nor was the matter brought to the court's attention until shortly before trial. Under these circumstances, the court finds that UA has waived this defense. To make out a prima facie case on his Rehabilitation Act claim, Acerthorn must show the following. A. That he is a person with a disability as defined by statute. B. That he is otherwise qualified for the benefit in question, enrollment at UA. C. That he was excluded from the benefit due to discrimination based on his disability. And D. That the program or activity from which he was excluded receives federal financial assistance. Disability, for purposes of the Rehabilitation Act, has the meaning given in 42 U.S.C. It includes a person with a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits one or more major life activities, person with a record of such impairment, and a person regarding as having such an impairment. Major life activities include learning, thinking, communicating, and working. Defendant admitted in responses to requests for admission that Acerthorn was eligible for accommodations based on the disability of Asperger's syndrome. Thus, element A is not in dispute. Acerthorn presented a web shot of a UA description of available financial aid, including statements relating to application for federal student aid, and this was admitted without objection. It appears, therefore, that the element D is also undisputed. A person is otherwise qualified under the Rehabilitation Act if, with reasonable accommodations, he can perform the essential functions of the position in question without endangering the health and safety of the individual or others. Failing to make reasonable accommodations is a form of disability discrimination. Acerthorn has the initial burden of proving that he requested reasonable accommodations from UA and that those accommodations would render him otherwise qualified. He need not have used any particular words to request accommodations, but must have said enough to invoke the interactive process, whereby he and UA UA would have worked out what accommodations were appropriate for what disability. Acerthorn failed to establish that he requested reasonable accommodations applicable to the reason for his suspension. The evidence shows that when he registered with the CEA as having Asperger's syndrome, the only accommodation he mentioned was help negotiating my tactlessness with my professors. His statements that if he did not get his medications refilled, there would be another Virginia Tech incident are on a different order of magnitude than mere tactlessness. They could reasonably be interpreted as threats to the safety of the entire UA community, and in fact were so perceived. Moreover, Acerthorn failed to show that the accommodations he requested after having made the Virginia Tech incident comments patience and understanding, giving him the benefit of the doubt, not taking his words as threatening unless he really meant him that way.
Why am I so bad at drawing feet?
Janarone testified that it would be unreasonable to accommodate behavior that rises to the level of a violation of the Code of Student Life, such as threats and profanity. The legal touchstone for reasonable accommodation supports this position. An accommodation is not reasonable if it imposes undue financial and administrative burdens on an institution. For UA officials to have adopted a wait-and-see attitude in the face of Acerthorn's Virginia Tech incident comments would have burdened UA with the risk of all the financial, administrative, and human toll that another Virginia Tech incident would have carried with it had they made the wrong decision. It cannot be seriously argued that such would be reasonable. Acerthorn also failed to establish that he was excluded from the benefit of UA enrollment due to discrimination based on his disability. The evidence shows that accommodations appropriate to Asperger's syndrome were afforded to Acerthorn, and that he was not suspended for tactlessness or the social awkwardness and challenges with social interaction that characterize Asperger's syndrome. He was suspended for making threats, which is not a characteristic of Asperger's syndrome. Not only did Acerthorn fail to establish a prima facie case of discrimination, UA succeeded in establishing its affirmative defense that Acerthorn constituted a direct threat to the UA community as to which it had the burden of proof. The criteria to be used in assessing whether a student presents a direct threat are drawn from School Board of Nassau County, Florida versus Arline, wherein the court said that the Rehabilitation Act has goals of protecting handicapped individuals from discrimination, while giving appropriate weight to such legitimate concerns of grantees exposing others to significant health and safety risks. Factors to consider
Hold on a minute, Redsky.
Under our line include a...
And ta-da! It's done. I drew my caricature of Acerthorn. Basically, I wanted to capture a moment of him having his spurgouts. This is especially referenced in that accidental stream after he eats his raw dogs. He goes into the corner and mumbles. And right before he goes out of the camera's view, you can see his disgusting, fat, hairy body. And the moment he made those noises, I can just imagine him flailing around like a fat whale. In any case, we're done. Well, I'm done with Acerthorn. If you like this video, go visit Redsky and his channel. And furthermore, this LOLCOW playlist is down in the description and is open to the public. So give it a watch while you have some free time. Also, we're gonna be taking a few breaks. And we'll enter intermission. So stay tuned, folks, because I'm gonna draw our next LOLCOW for this stream. Woo! Well, folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back. But after these messages... To all of our fans, we like to present Raid Saddle Legends. Join us in this tale of a generic fantasy with assets taken from Terra and WoW. Raid offers us an enriching story, which is... I don't fucking know. Buy their shit. I'm trying to get paid, nigga. Well, anyway, avoid those Japanese gacha games. Their resulting is It's this Goyim. It is a completely legit game. We don't have microtransactions or stolen character designs. Hell, we're even joining a random esports athlete. So bring out those cards. Buy more gems. Buy more champions. Buy. Give us your secos. Oh, God damn. Was I possessed? Not to sponsor anything from Israel. To all of our fans, we like to present Raid Saddle Legends. Join us in this tale of a generic fantasy with assets taken from Terra and WoW. Raid offers us an enriching story, which is... I don't fucking know. Buy their shit. I'm trying to get paid, nigga. Well, anyway, avoid those Japanese gacha games. They result in gambling addictions. Trust us, Goyim. Raid is a completely legit game. We don't have microtransactions or stolen character designs. Hell, we're even joining a random esports athlete. So bring out those cards. Buy more gems. Buy more champions. Buy. Give us your secos. Goddamn. What happened to me? Was I possessed? That's the last time I ever sponsor anything from Israel.
My takedown video. Ethan Ralph has had a vendetta against me since the beginning. He's been riding my dick since 2016.
On Telegram, and I said Boogie should kill himself. This fat fuck, this piece of trash.
The name of the game should be called God.
Anyone looking for a whore? 5. You'll get a huge one.
You just put your fucking cock in a goddamn hornet's nest with the capitalist army, you fat fuck.
I'd suck a dick for $12 million. I ain't gonna front.
You really think I would refuse a fight with Boogie? I'm gonna fucking kill Boogie in the fucking ring.
Not on the fucking stream!
That was so funny. I want to see it again.
My takedown video. Ethan Ralph has had a vendetta against me since the beginning. He's been riding my dick since 2016.
On Telegram, and I said Boogie should kill himself. This fat fuck, this piece of trash.
The name of the game should be called God.
Anyone looking for a whore? 5. You'll get a huge one.
You just put your fucking cock in a goddamn hornet's nest with the capitalist army, you fat fuck.
I'd suck a dick for $12 million. I ain't gonna front.
You really think I would refuse a fight with Boogie? I'm gonna fucking kill Boogie in the fucking ring.
Not on the fucking stream!
Well, hello, Moonies, and welcome back. So, let's move onward to our second lolcow. Cucktum TV. Woo! Hold on a minute. Damn. Damn, Macer, you need to lose some weight. Look how big you are. Sorry about that, folks. Here it is. Oh, peanut head right here. Now, even though Cucktum TV is a massive faggot, especially towards the Ackman and other YouTubers, he's too irrelevant to have his own KIWIFARMS page. Maybe he will in the future. I don't know. I never even heard of this guy until the Ackman copyright dispute. That's how unimportant he is, really. So as for me, since I never heard of this guy until a few months ago, obviously I knew about him the moment he got into a fight with the Ackman. Long story short, Cucktum TV made a stupid video on Elden Ring saying how bad it is, like the massive retard he is, and the Ackman, as normal, went to criticize him for his cold takes on the game. Now look, I never played a Souls game, but I respect the series and the fan base, and maybe someday I'll do a Let's Play. As a matter of fact, check out my second channel, Moonlight Gaming, down in the description. So yeah, when it comes down to it, talk shit, you get hit. And since Cucktum TV was a total retard on Elden Ring and the Souls fandom, obviously he couldn't take the criticism. So when it comes to Ackman's video on Cucktum's hot takes, Cucktum decided to be a little bitch and false flag him. And thus, he even got Ackman's video removed on YouTube for a while. Now here's the thing. Since all of this happened right before June, aka when Fentanyl Floyd, it happened right before May. Yeah, near the ending of April. So yeah, this happened right before the month Fentanyl Floyd, the anniversary of Fentanyl Floyd's death. Obviously, YouTube was gonna side with Cucktum TV. Cause you know why? Cause he's a nigga. A dumb nigga. Or a bitch nigga as I call it, but he's still a nigga. And in case you haven't noticed, the left is trying to remake June into another February for the blacks, which is ultimately retarded. Maybe that's the reason why YouTube decided to side with Cucktum TV. Even though the Ackman is bisexual, sorry dude. Even the blacks have more rights than the gays. But all in all, Ackman did manage to get his video back, I think, and and he's still back uploading videos on YouTube. So, Ackman, if you're watching this, I like your vids, dude. But on the other hand, I don't think it was smart trying to cancel Cucktum just because he's anti-LGBT. I mean, come on. Focus on the copyright dispute, not on his personal politics. So there. That's the whole story well, that's how I managed to find out who Cucktum TV is. What about you guys? And as of now, I think he's starting trouble with other YouTubers, smaller ones to be exact, especially ones that criticize him. So once again, Cucktum, if you're after me, I won't hold back, you peanut-headed bitch. So, before I start on Cucktum TV's blimp head, there is a certain video I want to show you. It goes by it's made by a certain YouTuber named Mr. Medicare. The king of all trolls, Mr. Medicare. Come on. Alright.
To the depths of Acer Thorn. God, I can't say the name. The trials are... So, Acer Thorn is a YouTuber that has sued multiple other YouTubers, and he lost in court. He sued a bunch of fucking people, and he finally lost. And it's like it's the end of the journey. And so I can finally put together all the Acer Thorn shit and talk about when he stabbed his father and then sued him for it. Talk about when he sued a school for $80 billion. Talk about all the false DMCAs, all the fake lawsuits, just all the crazy shit. But I wanted to give you guys a preview, chat, because you deserve it, of who Acer Thorn is, right? Because it's been a theme this stream for July. 4 different people, all involved in the legal system. Chris Chan going before the grand jury, Ralph in criminal, civil, and family court, Baked Alaska taking a federal plea deal, and Acer Thorn going through civil proceedings trying to sue YouTube as well.
Holy crap. With all these locals getting mixed up with the law, it's like, how do I put this? It's kind of like meme magic. Like all of these events are collaborating into each other. Like, is it God or the cosmos? Or obviously they're these locals' own folly, which led them to the court system.
It's like 80 different YouTubers. But who is Acer Thorn? Who is the Turkey Man? Well, this is a clip that got him really mad. The
Gobble gobble.
Live stream, which a court has ruled is now usable. You could well, you could anyway, but legally, the court actually explicitly said you could show it as much as you want. So I want to introduce you to Acer Thorn.
Hell yeah.
Or as I like to call him, the Turkey Man.
For interventions, they could prove powerful in years to come. While the Senate and other political institutions in the
there goes my favorite clip. Wait a minute. Like a damn dog. Oh, damn it.
I love that clip.
Me
I woke
too.
my wife up the first time I heard that clip at like 3 in the morning. I woke her up laughing so fucking hard. It's one thing to be a rage pig. This dude literally is possessed by a turkey. He gets so mad. This is an hour
Gobble
and a half where
gobble.
we're watching the whole, well, maybe not the whole thing, but a lot of it next month. It's an hour-and-a-half live stream of him walking around shirtless, eating raw hot dogs, and gobbling like a turkey as he threatens to murder people. It is the best video I've ever seen. That's like old YouTube shit. He gobbles when he gets... I have to play it again, just at least till we hear some more gobbling. Just look at him scarf it down. He's so hungry for raw hot dogs. He whimpers at the end. He whimpers. It's not just turkey sounds. He whimpers. It's a soft little turkey whimper. I fucking love that. It's so insane. Oh my god. And he lives, you know there are hookers buried in those walls. Look at this place. This is like the setting for a horror movie.
Yeah.
When prostitutes go missing, the walls are the place you start to look at this place.
Yeah, so dingy and dirty.
Look at the bottom left. Look at the bottom left. Look at his pillow. That's gotta be urine. That has to be pure urine. That you can't get that color on a pillow unless you are using it as a toilet. Maybe he uses the smell from his piss pillow to make people not notice the dead bodies that are literally buried in the wall. They have to be. They have to be buried in the wall. Oh, God. I don't know what he's doing off camera. Is he hitting himself? It kind of sounds like that whimper sound, and it's... I don't know what he's doing. Do you hear that reverb on the floor? Like, that's a big boy. Like, he's shaking the house. When he stomps around gobbling like a turkey, there's structural damage being done. It's so insane. This is so insane. I love it. Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine if this was an apartment complex?
Imagine being his neighbor. His neighbor.
And every night at like 2 in the morning, all you heard was gobbling and stomping, and you don't know what the fuck's going on, and all you smell is piss. Like, what's happening upstairs? What is going on upstairs?
I need to know.
Did he say button? Did the turkey language give way for one like human English word? I swear it's button. Button. Oh my god. Oh, I've been waiting to talk about this dude forever. I swear to God. Acer Thorin, holy shit. Oh, you're for such a treat. It's so insane. The lawsuits and the videos. I imagine an hour and a half of a man eating raw hot dogs, screaming like a turkey. It's the best shit that's ever been put online. It's absolutely the best shit that's ever been put online. Oh my god. can you not love it? How can you not love it? Oh, what a fun July. It's been a pretty great July. Watching Ralph take L after L after L after L. Watching Baked Alaska get out as a federal inform.
I can't wait to see you near the end of this month, Mr. Medicare. For real.
Getting excited for the Chris Chan going to the grand jury in a week. Acer Thorne losing his case so we can watch all the turkey gobbling footage we want. Oh, what a fantastic month. It's brought lots of joy to me. Having a good time over here.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you all have had a wonderful month. I hope you all have had a great time.
You too, Mr. Medicare.
Next month is going to be a little different.
What's done is done. It feels so bad. What was happening? I got a song stuck in my head, guys. I wish that I could turn back time, 'cause now the guilt is all mine because of that interest for those you love. I know.
Hi everyone, I'm the act attorney here. What a pleasure it is to meet all.
I know. We can't forget the past. We can't forget love and pride. Because of that, it's killing me inside. If you know Evangelion, you should know that song. I just had to sing it, you guys. It was stuck inside my head.
All of you today, I am so thrilled and excited. Today, we're going to be talking about copyright abuse and why filing false copyright takedowns is considered perjury, which is a crime under U.S. law, section 512F.
Gotta admit, I love the Ace Attorney music. I've been meaning to get into that series. Maybe I will by next year.
Of the DMCA. How's that for an intro? Never gonna be doing something like that again.
You guys literally sound like
abuse victims, right?
So I would say this game is for somebody they have no family, no friends, no life. I'm not sorry. I don't like Elden Ring players. They're nasty people. The players are losers. You want to literally just start rolling with all these claims and accusations, literally living up to every gamer stereotype that you could possibly imagine. And you want to literally prove my point by being that literally loser. You're literally like a shut-in loser that like does this. And these people are literally like, bro, like they are literally scumbags. They like literally the textbook definition of like a bad human being. Like, you know, you want to sit there and you want to act like I'm some bad human being, you can get bent, dude. Look at you. Literally look at what you're doing.
Don't cry for me. I'm already dead.
Maybe that's why you don't have a ring on your finger. Maybe that's why your kids aren't around. Because maybe there's something wrong with you. At the end of the day, because maybe there's something wrong with you.
A game that's not for everyone isn't the game that should be made by.
Maybe there's something wrong with you. Maybe there's something wrong with you.
Something wrong with you.
Maybe there's something wrong with you. Literally, look at what you're doing. Maybe there's something wrong with you.
Alright, I'm recording this after the fact just to give a fair warning. A lot of the stuff I'll be showing and reading in this video is pretty offensive. None of it comes from me, and trust me, it all has a point. So, here we are. You take the blue pill, click off this video, go to bed, wake up, everything's the same. You take the red pill, and I show you just how deep the rabbit hole goes. Court is now in session. A false copyright strike and takedown was recently filed against my channel. Take a guess by who? Matt Haas. Nope. Derek Savage. Nope. Quantum TV.
You guys want to have your fun with Quantum TV? Have your fun at this point. I mean, I'm kind of amused by this, I'm not gonna lie.
So you think it's funny? The star of my Elden Ring Hot Takes video. If you haven't watched it, it'll be linked in the description. That video is going to remain public, and it will remain public forever.
Come on.
So since, what is his name here? The Act Man? Never heard of you. And we're going to go over your so-called hot takes, which contains a lot of stolen footage, and which, by the way, I'll look into my options around getting that taken down.
Any further attempts to falsely copyright strike my channel will be met with a counter lawsuit in which I will clean you out.
When you start talking fair use, you are opening a legal battle because you're telling the copyright owner, fuck you, I can do what I want. Fuck you, I can do what I want. Fuck you, I can do what I want. Fuck you, I can do what I want.
I've also been updating fans curious about this because it is a big deal, but follow me on Twitter. I've been posting stuff and details there. This has gotten so far out of control, I have no choice but to unleash my true power as the act attorney. And although I have no legal authority as a lawyer, that's the end of that sentence. If you're curious about how copyright enforcement works on YouTube, Mudahar made a great video summing up the ramifications and what is actually at stake.
Again, once you file this claim, somebody else can counterclaim you, and then it becomes a legal issue. If it turns out that you're actually abusing this for your own benefit, just to hide criticism, and you've actually taken down legally fair use content, this bites you on your ass. This is not authorized by the copyright owner, its agent, or the law. The law, okay? That includes fair use dealings, fair use law. If you were to take this video to a fucking courtroom, the judge would say this is fair use, okay? Even though fair use is a gray area.
You know, normally reacting or commentating
on someone else's
video as part of a critique falls under fair use. And generally speaking, pretty much everyone on this platform understands that, because if we didn't, then we would just be taking down other people's videos that we don't like all the time. And so, while editing the Hot Takes video, I made sure to edit as much of the original Cucktum TV clips as I could.
That's why I'm very confident that what you guys do and your takedown journalism of other YouTubers and other creators is not only not fair use, but it's YouTube's textbook definition of cyberbullying and harassment. Objection!
What
I want a bitch ass nigga.
Fair use. And YouTube agrees with me, which is why they rejected the copyright takedown. Now keep in mind, in this legal document, not only is it false, but he didn't even bother to fill it out properly. The link to his video is missing, and he wrote the wrong title for the videos he was claiming. I have the original titles here. I will put them on screen. If you send a DMCA takedown notice that is both false and meant in bad faith, such as to harass or doesn't state a real claim, you have committed perjury. Take that! You posted these to YouTube. You can't file false claims and lie in the claim, you absolute moron. You can't beat the act attorney, man. I played all the Ace Attorney games. I played them all. In my last video, I said this. It's like a rabbit hole we don't even want to go down. Unfortunately, now we have to. Some people might ask, well, why are you making this video? Why are you giving him exposure? I understand your concerns, but this affects the entire YouTube platform. By the way, he's not gaining much of a following or viewership from all of this controversy. And my end goal is the termination of his YouTube channel for routinely abusing copyright.
Don't you just hate bitch ass niggas like Cucktum TV? They want to get your videos removed under false copyrights just because they can't take criticism. That's one commonality between Cucktum TV and Acersburg right here. That's why I decided to feature them today in this episode of the LOLCOWLAPALOOZA. And I'm sorry for the wait. I was trying to upload this reference of Cucktum TV right here. Nevertheless, I do believe anyone who files a false copyright dispute should have their channel removed. Just saying. That includes the big corporations, but we all know YouTube likes to cow down to them. Woof. Damn, even Krita's acting up right now. Come on, Krita.
Violating terms of service and the YouTube community guidelines. All of this that is outlined, I'm going to show you evidence of how Cucktum TV has violated all of it. But let's start at the beginning.
Amazing. Let's give a shout out to Mischief. And there are all these people saying that I falsely attacked some young kid. Everybody loves to put his age out. The moment I mention it, why are you so obsessed with his age? I don't care, he's a minor. Leave it alone.
For some reason, he's really obsessed with the age of Mischief.
Like, nobody gives a shit about his age. He's being a piece of garbage. People like Mischief, who apparently is a young child. Maybe Mischief's mother might want to get in on this. What? All the negative press you've seen on
oh my
this
fudge.
Game once didn't like it. Some 16-year-old kid picked it up. This is said 16-year-old, 16-year-old, 17.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention. this nigga actually called the Ackman's mother somehow. That's just fucking ridiculous. Why don't you face him man to man? You're not supposed to act like a Karen. You're not the Ackman's fucking teacher. Jeez, Quantum, as I like to call you, Cucktum.
16-year-old kid from the UK. Mischief, the 16-year-old kid. You're not some young 16-year-old kid on the internet. It was a 16-year-old kid. This kid. He's a 16-year-old. There's a 16-year-old kid. Some 16-year-old kid on the. Mischief is the chief orchestrator behind this entire thing. This is all about Mischief, who's orchestrating this, who's running to every YouTuber he can. And again, it's always orchestrated by this one little shit. He is whining and.
Sorry about that, folks. I'll be right back. There we go. Let's see, window capture. Don't worry guys, be right back. There you go.
Lying to everyone he can. I mean, I'm so fucking tired of this little kid. I swear to God. Even with this motherfucker right now. All of this started because of some 16-year-old kid. This one little shit, Mischief. And the thing that really gets me the most annoying is it all started with Mischief. Like, nobody gives a shit about his age.
Quantum TV is right. This all started with Mischief. He uploaded a video critiquing Quantum's first review of Elden Ring. The man was not pleased.
Quantum TV is the exact type of channel which means you consistently have to sit back and ponder the question, what the actual fuck is wrong with this man? Even though he himself is more than happy to poor shame people in now deleted replies to my community posts. I want to clear up one or two things regarding why I myself took down the video initially. First of all, at the time I simply said to myself, fuck this, I'll deal with it later, and so took it down.
So Mischief took his video down because he didn't want to deal with that, and Quantum celebrated his victory and retract his claim.
You steal videos and you lie through your fucking teeth. This guy is going around to every YouTuber he can fucking find saying, he's saying I'm violating YouTube terms of service and he's bullying. He's playing the fucking victim. Let me put this on the screen for every motherfucker right now that needs to see this shit. This little turd literally pulled his own video.
Yeah, because he probably doesn't want to get a fucking copyright strike.
But the damage and intent was made apparent to the rest of us, because we all understand the gravity of using copyright against other content creators. This is something that will naturally draw people's attention, especially if it is being abused.
This is all about Mischief, who's orchestrating this, who's running to every YouTuber he can. Objection!
Mr. TV, I'm afraid I must expose your ignorance. For you see, Mischief never orchestrated any attack against you. Take a look at this screenshot. Would you kindly take a look at this screenshot? I wouldn't recommend making a video on that Quantum guy. Well, Mr. TV, care to explain how Mischief could be orchestrating a cyberbullying campaign against you at the same time he's telling the rest of us not to go after you? Because
As usual, you can tell he was raised by a single mother. Very indicative of the people of color community with his feminine mannerisms, and I mean Quantum TV. In any case, why does Quantum care about Mischief's age? I mean, yeah, it was fucked up for him to go after a minor, but I wonder what kind of skeletons are in his closet. Only time will tell, guys. Right?
I'd love to hear an explanation.
Wait a minute, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I got a surprise call. But we're back. And I'm gonna continue.
Or do I smell a contradiction? You're only blaming Mischief for all of this because he made the first video. This has all been a facade to silence criticism about you. You have it backwards. Mischief didn't reach out to me. I reached out to him. As you can see in these DMs here. Make no mistake, Quantum, your takes were so bad. They were the worst I've ever seen. But you are the only one responsible for escalating this situation. You used your platform, your standing to routinely harass Mischief.
I mean, I'm so fucking tired of this little kid. I swear to God, I can't even with this motherfucker right now. They're right. I'm the bad guy here for telling some small punk that wants to steal from other people and just shit on them. Just absolutely shit on them.
Bro, the only one stealing is you because you're stealing everyone's fucking intelligence.
The fact that Mischief was 16, 17 just made it shittier because he's young. Because someone like that could easily be manipulated by someone like you. But that's a smart kid, man. I mean, he's only 16 years old and you couldn't get the best of him?
And a lot of these smaller channels, 200 subscribers, 400 subscribers, 4,000 subscribers, that tier of lower YouTuber, amazing. Let's give a shout out to Mischief.
You know, that is a great idea, Quantum. For once we agree on something, everybody go subscribe to Mischief. Let's get him to more subscribers than Quantum TV so we can see who the real lower tier YouTuber is. Wouldn't that be amazing? Subscribe to...
Alright guys, time to Mischief.
Mischief for justice. Never in your wildest dreams did you expect someone like Mischief to have a powerful ally like me. But against scum like you, I'll always try to be there to clean up the streets. It's funny, isn't it? The old saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. While I may not like what Griffin Gaming has to say about some of my videos or my Vanguard review, who cares about any of that? This is way more important. YouTube is a platform where we should all be able to hate each other and coexist. You threaten that, Quantum.
They smack talk and smear somebody's reputation that they don't like for the moment and move on to the next person. You know who's also big for doing this? Griffin Gaming. There's so many.
That's right, bro.
For some reason, you decided to go after Griffin Gaming too for doing the same thing Mischief did. God knows how many other YouTubers you've attacked in the comments section. The pattern is Quantum will start beef with anyone who talks about him. He'll produce a video, leave it up for a day, and then delete it because he realized what a disaster it is for him.
Like, for fuck's sake, he pulled his own video. Deleted by user. You tell me what that shit means.
That's what you call ironic.
I got all these fuckers calling me out of my name. I'm a scumbag. I'm this, that, and the third.
You are, bro.
Many gamers that do this toxic shit where they find somebody they want to bully, and they think this shit works. It doesn't work.
Like, if you don't want to get quote-unquote bullied, keep your opinions to yourself. Maybe uploading them to a public website is probably not the best idea.
Griffin makes a good point. If you upload something to YouTube, anyone can criticize it or talk about it. You posted it to the internet. That's the end of it.
He expects the internet to be nice to him. You did say you were going to look into your options. You did want to take legal action against me. That's also another shtick.
Oh boy.
About you, like Griffin Gaming, that's what you do. Don't make it like that was clickbait, Chief. You were
Quantum doesn't know the Streisand effect.
Ironically, in his quest to silence all criticism, Quantum TV has invoked the Streisand effect to its maximum potential. Your efforts to hide the truth have only increased people's curiosity about it, to the point where some of the biggest YouTubers and Twitch streamers are aware of your bullshit now too.
I'll be looking into sharing Quantum's abuse of the copyright system with important people at YouTube, as this is something that can lead to the termination of your channel. And I responded and I said to him, imagine having a take on Elden Ring that's literally so bad that you end up getting banned for it. That's too fucking bad, isn't it? That is just too fucking bad. Wow.
ReviewTech USA was one of the next people to cover Quantum's hot takes.
I'm just going to start off by saying there has been a lot of controversy created by specifically ReviewTech USA.
Now, Rich's videos discussed the bad Elden Ring takes, but also highlighted that Quantum TV's been evading a previous ban on YouTube.
Oh, oh really?
6,752 times that he's ban evading.
Objection! How is a previous ban relevant? Objection! Because it's against terms of service. Rich has provided ample evidence of bigoted, hateful, downright disgusting posts from Quantum across his Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Some of this evidence also came from the TV community, which apparently from my DMs is also sick of his shit.
This is not cancel culture. This is not. This is someone being held accountable for their horrible, horrible actions that they did over and over and over and over again.
Now, Rich isn't going after Quantum's past because of cancel culture, right? This is to further establish the legitimacy of your previous channel's ban, Quantum, and therefore justify a ban for your current one. In a response to a picture of two people kissing in a church, he wrote, "Too bad you weren't a Pulse victim." In reference to the Pulse nightclub shooting, an incident at a gay bar where 47 people were killed. Get this piece of trash off of YouTube.
Isn't it funny when people try to call you a bigot and a homophobe when they're literally exactly what they're trying to accuse you of being? Look at you. Literally look at what you're doing. It's Rich watching you try to paint me as some sort of bigot as you literally are one.
He put up very, very hateful things towards the LGBTQ community, and I'm not just talking mean words. He actually wished death on them. Wishing death upon someone is another story.
Okay. I don't understand. It's obvious, Quantum is probably jealous of those lesbians because he has some incel tendencies. On the other hand, I'm not surprised that, him and black people as a whole, especially older generations, they tend to be kind of based on the LGBT question. So why doesn't Quantum admit he's not woke? Why does he try to cater to the left? But I digress. If anything, that he just comes off as a grifter. So let's continue.
Seriously question your sanity, and this is what Quantum TV wrote back. They deserve it. The world is better off without them forcing their lifestyle on it. These are your accounts that you had linked on your YouTube, but all of a sudden you're not responsible for them? That's not how it works.
Man, a guy who consistently wishes death upon other people? Does that sound like someone we know?
At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
You see, Rich was able to successfully prove a connection between the hateful things you said on Facebook and Twitter and your YouTube account and Discord. What else have you said?
Just had some girl named Lindsay attack me via heterophobic messages spamming homosexual acts. This is my response to all who are heterophobic. It shows someone, LGBT activist, attacked in Georgia.
Mark my words, Quantum, all roads lead to one destination, the termination of your current YouTube channel, and I will not rest until that is achieved. You're a fugitive on the run, but the law is catching up. In response, Quantum actually committed another crime of slander. He accused Review Tech USA of being something horrible. I'm not going to say it here. There's absolutely no evidence of this. So we can just add that to the list of crimes. So, Quantum, care to explain these hateful posts wishing death upon the LGBT community?
And instead of coming to me like a man, you resorted to being a little bitch about it and doing what you knew would get you views, and you tried to use the gay community against me and weaponize shit. And at the end of the day, Rich, you got no fucking leg to stand on, and you need to shut the fuck up, okay? The reality is, it is what it is. I got hacked in 2018, and everything you find from 2018 is just that. It's a fucking hack. I don't owe you an apology, and I'm not fucking sorry for shit I didn't do. That's it. Objection!
Oh, please.
Would you please read the words on your channel banner?
Oh, please. Whenever someone posts that I was hacked, quote, it's mostly bullshit. It's a lie. And don't be surprised, you guys. I mean, the black community is pretty much an anti-LGBT. It still is. No matter how many laws are passed, you just have to get over it. But I gotta say, the fact that he was ban evading it's still a bitch ass nigga move, alright?
The #1 brand in honesty. Well, it should say the #1 brand in lies. Take that! If your accounts were hacked and compromised, then why were these horrible offensive things left on your account after you regained control of it? Why is there no history or post we can refer to of you mentioning the hack back in 2018? Unless these accounts were under the hacker's control for the last 4 years, but wait, that's not the case either, because here's a Discord message of you saying you haven't used these accounts in years.
This is all him. They were there, people screen capped him, he deleted the account, and that account, like I said, was linked on his YouTube. So, did the hacker put that Facebook in your YouTube about page?
If you haven't had control of these accounts, then you're telling me the hackers went to your Twitter and Facebook profile accounts and deleted them while Review Tech USA was currently streaming and showing people the awful posts there.
My Twitter was hacked, okay? So all of those posts that you're seeing from 2018 literally have nothing to do with me, unfortunately. There's not really much I can do outside of working for years to try to recover an account.
Hold it! Let's put the common sense cap on, okay? Quantum TV, why would a hacker, if they wanted to disavow you and discredit you and make you look terrible, rush to take down your Twitter and your blog post while I was streaming all the horrible things that were from it? Wouldn't they want to keep it up to make you look even worse? There's another key thing you're going to notice here throughout this video. He does not condemn the terrible things that supposed hackers put up on his Twitter. He doesn't disavow any of it. He just tries to deflect and say it wasn't my fault, which is very telling.
Why is there
a bitch ass nigga move
across all these accounts and platforms? Is that just pure coincidence? I mean, this was you, right? You know it's wrong. That's why you deleted it. You're trying to hide it. Streisand effect. The truth is, Quantum TV really is anti-LGBTQ. He's transphobic, homophobic, racist, and I don't use any of these words lightly. David, fuck you and your hate speech against me. Calling me homophobic because I'm anti-gay support is all you liberals do. I'm pretty sure being anti-gay is homophobic. I've never pushed or forced my sexuality on the gays. Yet they're legit forcing LGBT into games and movies. I stand against your liberal communist propaganda. Black Panther is racist and only the most hateful blacks like it.
What?
Yes, hello? What are the symptoms of brain damage? Okay, yeah, I think this guy definitely has it then. You've done yourself in, Quantum. You've done yourself in. Huh? Explain this away, huh? Explain all this shit away.
What's the matter? Huh? Had enough?
And since we're on the topic of racist, remember when you called Lenny Kravitz's daughter a half-breed?
You had Selena Kyle, which is Lenny Kravitz's daughter, like a half-breed, basically.
Or was that the hackers? Did the hackers, like, manipulate the footage and then post it on your YouTube channel?
Jeez. How the hell can someone be so based and woke at the same time? It's like, does Cucktum here have schizophrenia? Like, damn. I don't care if Quantum TVs is anti-LGBT, but but how can he be a leftist if he's anti-gay? Like, nigga, come on. And furthermore, he's like the only black person I know who hates Black Panther. The most hateful blacks enjoy it. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? I swear, if YouTube didn't exist, Quantum would most likely be one of those black Israelites chanting right on the streets, yelling, "That's right! That's right!" God damn it.
Because that seems to be you, and that seems to be your voice. Half-breed is a racial slur, and it's fucked up to call people that. Here's a screenshot of him defending one of his Discord moderators for the liberal use of the word tranny when referring to trans people. This happened like last week. Were these recent Discord messages faked as well? Do you think calling trans people tranny is a hip, cool thing to do to stick it to the man and those liberal communists? Get fucked. Get absolutely fucked. I'm here to bury you. Everything Cucktum does is for his own self-image. The pattern of behavior, silencing comments, trying to silence people's videos, deleting his own channel.
Okay, Ackman, stop. Alright, so, like I said before, I don't care if Cucktum TV is anti-LGBT, but who cares what his personal politics are? Ackman, you should have just stuck to his DMCA abuse, you know? Jeez. Because whether you like it or not, that's his opinion. And if you're against DMCA abuse, then you're gonna have to be for different opinions as well. Am I right?
Videos he uploaded, trying to prevent people from further downloading the videos. It's like you have never been on the internet. Nobody buys it. Cucktum will argue that all of this is just one big misunderstanding, you know, that everyone is showing his clips and posts out of context. We're removing all the context.
I don't like the fucking game. It's an endless, pointless death loop, which I've established at multiple points in my review process, which we will be showing in context instead of the out of context shit that all of these YouTubers are running with. Objection!
You really are intent on burying yourself, aren't you? You're...
Not only that, but Cucktum TV is a freaking know-it-all. Jeez. I gotta admit, I'm not sure when I'll get into the Souls fandom or play any of the Souls game anytime soon, but I really love the lore behind Elden Ring. I swear, like, the moment the game came out in February, I started watching various lore videos. It's pretty cool.
The throne of lies is collapsing underneath you. You claim I took your clips out of context, but how can I provide context to my viewers when you delete the videos and threaten me with copyright strikes if I dare provide more context? You see, if anyone were to re-upload those old videos, I'm sure you would go after them too. So you can't ask for us to give more context when you are actively removing our ability to do that. You are a troglodyte. If I can't link people to the videos and I can't show them the full thing of what you said, and trust me, the context of everything he says is made worse. But if I can't do that, then people just have to go off of what I say and what I'm showing them. I don't like that, but that's the situation you put me in. While we're discussing clips out of context,
I will say this for all of you idiots that don't understand. At the end of the day, go kill yourself, man.
You know, we could sit here and argue all the ways that my video, Mischief, Griffin Gaming, Review Tech USA, Mudahar, anybody else that's covered this, we could sit here and debate on why it's fair use, but we all know that. The only person that doesn't understand this is you, Cucktum.
I wouldn't have believed this if I didn't see it for myself, but while you literally sit here sucking on cucumbers in a very provocative way, there's a lot that says about your behavior.
You see, so Cucktum consistently references the copyright ID tool he used to false flag people.
That I'm a false copyright flagger because some 16-year-old got picked up on the copyright ID tool, which is YouTube's algorithm. He being a little fuck that likes to take people's video and use them and talk about them and say whatever they want. And I fucking use the tool the way it's supposed to be used. I'm an abuser.
You can use the YouTube algorithm to actually go ahead and copyright people, but the thing is, you shouldn't. That's the problem.
Like I said, YouTube support advised me that filing a copyright claim against you was the best way to remove the re-uploaded content. So, wait a fucking second.
Objection!
That, I can accurately say, is a load of bullshit. YouTube will not tell you to file a copyright claim just because a video is re-uploaded. At least not exactly like that. Again, like in the beginning example, if I uploaded an entire TV show, To YouTube, YouTube would get that DMCA because YouTube is a safe harbor website. As soon as they get a copyright claim, they must act on it, or else they lose a lot of those protections. So yeah, they remove your video. That doesn't mean YouTube is going to accurately speak to you through their support channel on a serious legal issue. YouTube will actually straight up want you to talk to a lawyer, because once you file a DMCA, a legally binding DMCA, that's between you, your attorneys, and that's it. You realize following YouTube's support advice on copyright claims to remove re-uploads failed me, and as a result, I'm being labeled as a copyright abuser, right? And then this person says, that I cannot answer for you. It's a fucking support agent, okay? Don't believe the support agent, who's probably not even from the country that you're dealing in, is going to give you accurate information. Anytime you deal with legal shit, you should be smart enough to know to get a goddamn lawyer.
Yep.
You blame YouTube support for the false copyright takedown instead of yourself. Somehow, everyone else on YouTube is completely unaware of what copyright is and fair use and the 4 factors of fair use. It's everyone's wrong but you.
To be fair, do you really expect a self-reflection from people of his type, his phenotype? I mean, let's face it. Look at the IQ numbers between different races, guys.
As if a piece of software built into the YouTube system is somehow responsible for your illegal actions. It's not. But after my encounter with Quantum in the DMs, I was like, this is a man who cannot be reasoned with, who will not change for anyone, and who cannot change. He is still the same hateful, bigoted, racist, transphobic piece of human trash, copyright abuser that he was before. Nothing has changed. He has only been trying to hide all this stuff. Like, you understand, by law, I can counter-sue you if you come after me. I will win, and I will clean you out. You will sell that wedding ring on your finger. You will sell your house and any valuable possessions you have for wasting my fucking time. I'm the act attorney, of course. I win every case. The laws do not change.
See ya, Act Man.
What Quantum TV thinks about them. Quantum, we have evidence of hate speech. We have evidence of you telling people to kill themselves on multiple accounts. We have proof of all of this through your accounts that we can also prove were not hacked. We have evidence of you threatening multiple content creators with false copyright takedowns going against fair use. We have all the proof we need to get your YouTube account terminated, and it's all thanks to you. Give it up, guys. Give it up for this laughingstock clown man out here providing quality entertainment. You see, we've been able to elevate the voices of the people you tried to silence, coerce, and threaten. Hopefully the YouTube community can come together and demand YouTube implement better systems in place so that content creators that abuse this system are much more heavily reprimanded and discouraged from abusing it. We'll call it Quantum's Code. Copyright takedowns is akin to using nukes. We all understand the ramifications of using such a tool, and that's why we've collectively agreed not to do that. Because if we could just take down any video we didn't like, then nobody would have a place here. And a platform that isn't made for everyone is a platform that shouldn't be made, in my opinion. Before arriving at my final point, here's the most important thing I have to say about all of this. Unfortunately, there is no cure for narcissistic personality disorder.
Fuck Elden Ring. Fuck their players. I'm not sorry. I don't like Elden Ring players. They're nasty people.
None of this has anything to do with legitimacy. Quantum isn't using this controversy to grow his channel, and this has nothing to do with Elden Ring. This has everything to do with a disorder. Ego. Listen very closely once more. I will get your YouTube channel deleted. You have committed crimes in no unmistaken...
Stop! You violated the law.
I have contacts at YouTube. I have already messaged. We have a meeting set up. You have demonstrated a history of hate speech, targeted harassment, false claims. You have apologized for exactly none of it. You have made no effort to correct, address, or even admit a single mistake you've made. You make YouTube a worse place for everyone.
frankly, I'm witnessing somebody who has no idea of how like legal systems work, and frankly, they're making YouTube a bad, place for anybody else. Okay?
There is one thing no community on YouTube tolerates, and it's a copyright.
Always listen to the tech support Indian.
Yeah, this is like the Jussie Smollett of fucking YouTube. 100%. That's the perfect description for this guy.
I suggest you make peace with whatever content you wish to publish on your channel before you see this screen again. And Quantum, you're gonna see it again. I may not be able to offer a cure for narcissism, but hopefully by shattering this false reality and sense of yourself, then perhaps maybe whatever spell you're under, you will wake up from it. It's such a shame. And I was planning on asking you about this new TV I was interested in.
Oh, did it actually happen? Oh damn. Quantum TV actually got banned.
Everyone's as ugly as you. Because maybe there's something wrong with you. Because maybe there's something wrong with
It's got those smile lines.
Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today's topic is all about committing crimes of
Here's a fun fact.
Filing false DMCA strikes because you can't handle criticism.
Here's a fun fact. Most of Mutahar's vids, they don't have any tags. Don't ask me how I know that. Always listen to the tech support Indian.
Now the last couple of weeks, okay, this whole situation has been blowing up, and it's been on my radar for a little bit, and frankly, it's been kind of driving me a little insane. Because, frankly, I'm witnessing somebody who has no idea of how, like, legal systems work, and frankly, they're making YouTube a bad, place for anybody else, okay? Now, to understand, let's get this started. Obviously, I don't condone any form of harassment. That should be very much understood. We don't do that. If you participate in that, you should be removed from YouTube, removed from here. We don't condone that in the community. But we need to talk about this because, frankly, abusing DMCA, filing copyright strikes, is one of the worst things you can do on this platform to another creator. Now, I understand copyright strikes, okay? If I upload an entire episode of an anime onto my channel, full 60 minutes, Attack on Titan episodes, I think they're 30 minutes long, if I upload that to my channel without any form of fair use commentary or anything, I get a copyright strike, and a well-deserved. Agreed? Now, however, if I take snippets from a video game, or something for review, I show you just enough, alright, for context's sake, and I review it accurately, that is fair use. Okay, fair use is kind of a gray area, but I hope we can understand that before we begin the video. Now, this whole thing goes back to Elden Ring. Now, Elden Ring just came out, and frankly, it sparked this debate about easy modes and difficulty, right? Now, I thought the Reaper War, okay, humans versus Reaper Mass Effect was the biggest war we were going to get into, okay, the biggest galactic war, if you will, but it seems like Elden Ring's beaten that, okay? Now, to understand, Elden Ring is a difficult game. It's a From Software game, okay? A lot of people bought it. The people who like From Software games...
And I respect that.
People who just bought it because of the hype have realized, damn, son, this game's hard. Maybe it should have an easy mode. Now, to understand, I have no issue with people requesting easy modes or accessibility or whatever, but to be honest, it's at this point where it's like, hey guys, Elden Ring needs to be easier. Bro, From has made like 7 games at this point, okay? Just because, if Elden Ring isn't cutting it for you, return the game and move on, alright? They made plenty of games in the similar style, and only because of this one hyped release, this super hyped release, everyone's thinking that way. Adding like super easy mode to Elden Ring is kind of like going up to Rockstar Games and saying, hey guys, Grand Theft Auto 5 is great, but there's this whole problem I'm having with the police. They keep chasing me. I can't escape them. I'm not good enough. Well, okay, what are you going to ask me to remove it? All right, is that what it is? All right, listen, some games are just not, for some people. Look, I don't play Mega Man, OG NES Mega Man. I'm not good at platformers. doesn't mean that I'm going to ask for, like, the easy mode, okay? At some point, alright, if you can't get past the filter, return the game and move on somewhere else. There's plenty of games under the sea. But that being said, a lot of people had these reviews. One of those was a channel known as Cucktum TV. Now, this is the channel Cucktum TV, the #1 brand in honesty. Now, of course, this whole situation blurs up. It contains turf wars, battles between TV calibration review channels, okay? Process that in your head. Yes, there is beef amongst TV calibration channels, okay? People that make guides on how to calibrate your television, okay? The picture isn't what you wanted, we'll tell you how to get that brand spanking new. Now, I never thought that I need to watch channels like this. Frankly, I don't care too much. There's settings in a TV. I'll adjust them to my liking depending on what I'm watching. That said, though, let's get into the situation. Cucktum TV made an Elden Ring review that a lot of people downloaded and riffed on, okay? Now, to understand, Cucktum TV didn't take too kindly to a lot of this, and frankly filed DMCA strikes falsely on certain channels, such as Review Tech USA, and most notably, the Actman, okay? Now, Cucktum TV tried to take down my Elden Ring hot takes video claiming copyright infringement. Now, Actman is a friend, and he was given a false DMCA strike. Now, Actman made a 31-minute video where he took snippets from this person's review and, accurately critiqued it. I watched the video. Trust me, that's exactly how I've seen it, okay? If you were to take this video to a fucking courtroom, the judge would say this is fair use, okay? Even though fair use is a gray area. So it seems like this video was given the copyright strike on, and that started just basically this video, okay? Because frankly, I've seen too much of this nonsense. Now, of course, even after all of that, when the DMCA was apparently retracted because the video is up there, you started to see Cucktum TV message Actman on certain things. You're free to ask your questions. I don't really have questions. I just want to inform you the situation. Speak! What did you want to inform me about? You have the floor. And then, Actman didn't respond for like 15 minutes because I guess he was playing Halo Infinite or some shit. Since you can't speak, here's your situation. You stole a deleted copyrighted video. I don't care about your opinion on my take, and definitely don't care about your empty threats regarding things none of you understand. I do care about you re-uploading stolen content you acquired from Mischief. If this is your livelihood, you should know that copyright starts the moment a body of work is published. You don't have permission to post my removed content. As the owner, I would like the copyrighted videos removed. That's why I'm looking into other options against your piracy. Like I said, YouTube support advised me that filing a copyright claim against you was the best way to remove the re-uploaded content. So, wait a fucking second, okay? That I can accurately say is a load of bullshit. YouTube will not tell you to file a copyright claim just because a video is re-uploaded, at least not exactly like that. Again, like in the beginning example, if I uploaded an entire TV show to YouTube, YouTube would get that DMCA because YouTube is a safe harbor website. As soon as they get a copyright claim, they must act on it, or else they lose a lot of those protections. So yeah, they remove your video. That doesn't mean YouTube is going to accurately speak to you through their support channel on a serious legal issue. YouTube will actually straight up want you to talk to a lawyer, because once you file a DMCA, a legally binding DMCA, that's between you, your attorneys, and that's it. Okay, YouTube is like, we just have to follow the rules, simple as that. YouTube's copyright system is so easily abused, alright, that YouTube themselves have said Google has notes more than half of the takedown notices it has received under the U.S. Digital Millennium Copyright Act 1998 were sent by business targeting competitors. And over 1/3 of notices were not valid copyright claims. You see that number? 37%. It's a problem. YouTube acknowledges, Google acknowledges it, and we know it's a problem. It's also a big problem because for a lot of YouTubers, when they get a false DMCA strike and they have to file a counterclaim, they have to give up their personal information. So it's even a bigger issue for a lot of people who have to give up their docs to somebody who is falsely abusing the system to begin with. This is what it looks like, okay? You go to this web form right here, okay? And since I'm signed in as my channel, Some Ordinary Gamers, I can request any type of video over here, right? I can give them the URL. I can tell them who's the copyright owner, which is me or my company, give them all this information. Then I can send a 7-day notice, or I can request the removal now. YouTube will straight up lead to an actual request and remove the video. I can then send them copies and prevent those from being re-uploaded to YouTube going forward. That also said, I have legal agreements. I have a good faith belief that the use of the material in the manner complained of is not authorized by the copyright owner, its agent, or the law. The information I provide is accurate, and under penalty of perjury, I am the owner or an agent authorized to act on behalf of the fucking owner. I understand that abuse of this tool, such as submitting removal requests for content that I do not own, may result in termination of my YouTube account. Again, once you file this claim, somebody else can counterclaim you, and then it becomes a legal issue. If it turns out that you're actually abusing this for your own benefit, just to hide criticism, and you've actually taken down legally fair use content, this bites you on your ass. When you are actually going, remember the first line, okay? This is not authorized by the copyright owner, its agent, or the law. The law, okay? That includes fair use dealings, fair use law. So, again, in all of these situations, all right, you need to make sure you have checked this with legal counsel before even filing this. Of course, YouTube can reinstate these, all right, after, a counterclaim is filed and nobody has reacted to it, or, a legal case has been set, right? We've seen this over time. H3H3 versus Matt Haas, and even other further cases, especially related to fair use, okay? So, again, when it comes to piracy, which is, downloading a YouTube video, a lot of people, most people that I've seen screen record or, have a copy of the video. You need to have some copy to criticize something, right? Let me explain how fair use works, okay? If I want to talk about somebody's video,
And wow, I finished it.
Okay, then I have
Hey guys, you still there?
portions of that video on my channel, and I talk about it, okay? So if you ever seen me talk about or criticize somebody, or, criticize content, I don't use the whole...
Alright, Moonahar, that's enough. So guys, I finished on my caricature of Cucktum TV. Basically, I want to color him in. It'll look much better and much more accurate, Let's see. Alright, so we're at the end of the stream. Well guys, thank you for joining me. And, well, thank you for watching the LOLCOWLAPALOOZA. Woo! Woo! Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And stay tuned for the next episode, dudes. Follow me on Twitter, MoonlightRD1. All my socials are down in the description under all my link page, flow page, and iLink page. And if you want to donate to us, we have our Streamlabs link, Cash App, and Venmo down in the description too. Oh, and PayPal too. So before I end the stream, let's see my caricatures of Cucktum and Acersburg. All right. Here's Cucktum, and here's Acerthorn. Once again, I'll make once I'm finished. These will be I'll sell these on my Redbubble store. MoonlightCoon at redbubble.com is either down in the description or check on our all my links page. For real, guys. Finally, we also have a second channel, Moonlight Gaming, which is also linked down below. And we have a third channel called Moonlight Live. In any case, guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the LOLCOWLAPALOOZA. Make sure you share the stream among others and spread the word of us laughing and drawing at locals at their finest. Well, guys, I'm MoonlightCoon. See you on the other side of the moon. See ya. Goodbye, guys. Oh no. Not what I meant to do. Jeez, where's the music at? Come on, where's the music at? Jeez. Oh, come on, what the hell? What the hell? Come on, jeez. Come on, what happened to the music? Jeez. I wanted to send off my fans. Finally, jeez. Really? Really, nigga? Come on, Streamlabs, where's the music?